Hi there, boys. This is a video I want to make for a while. This is a video about this guy. BadMouseProductions. As you can see. Lovely guy. Well, I have one thing to tell about him. He's a commie. And you must be asking, "Hey, that's so Annette, you are a commie too?" Well, I'm a classical commie. I am the guy that wants Stalin to rule with a fist of iron. This guy here, he was a modern commie. In other words, he believes in feminism, mass immigration, and all the other SJW bullshit. So let's write this video. The name is in fucking Portuguese, because why not? Okay, let's see the original. Still Portuguese? What the fuck's this shit? Oh, YouTube auto-translating titles. Fuck you, YouTube. How the fuck I check this? No. But change this garbage. Put United States. Let's see. Still Portuguese. What the fuck's this shit? God, this website usability is getting worse. Oh, I have to change the language here. Okay. Debunking the economic freedom map. Okay, now we finally have the proper title of the video. Thanks for wasting my time, YouTube. So let's watch this garbage. This is some funny shit.
Something's come to my attention whilst in exile. It's this. The map of economic freedom in the world. I've noticed it being used numerous times to bypass talks about capitalism's faults, simply blaming it on economic restrictions instead. You may remember V using it and the same argument in his response to me. If you see somebody using this map, I highly advise you link them to this video, as there are just so many problems with using this as a defense of capitalism's injustices. So somebody says that capitalism creates really, really bad situations, death and all that. But then somebody responds by saying, aha, and sending you the map. The map details countries in the world dependent upon economic freedom. In the green nations that are economically free, Hong Kong, Canada, Switzerland, New Zealand, there is plentiful wealth and relatively little systemic poverty or death. In the redder nations that are economically restricted, India, the Congo, Myanmar, or the Philippines, we see far more systemic poverty and death. Therefore, the conclusion goes that this is not the problem of capitalism, it is the problem of the lack of free markets. We must therefore get these redder nations more green, and our problems will be solved. There's a lot of problems with this logic, and capitalism is not excused here. For starters, all that this map showcases is that countries with economic freedom tend to have less poverty, not that economic freedom equals less devastation. This is only, after all, just one variable. Unfortunately for us, the world does not work on an on-off switch in regards to economic systems. Serbia and Uganda are literally 0.3 points away from one another in this study, yet one is considered moderately free, whilst the other mostly unfree, which some may consider not capitalist.
Well, the third world is not...
Look, just categories, okay? They just put like a threshold somewhere. They could maybe do a grading or something.
Capitalist, number one. And even if all countries would become socialist, they would still exploit the third world. They need resources.
Their nominal GDP is ridiculously sparse, as it goes for many other countries close to one another. There's a very pernicious and problematic line of thought that permeates our culture. We'll call it linear thinking. When we see a good example of something and a bad equivalent, it's very easy for us to assume we'll simply need to apply the good to the bad, then everything will be dandy. It is and continues to be a very prevalent mindset for all of us, and it's far too myopic. Because the truth of the matter is that we forget that many of these countries don't even have the ability to become economically freer. This is where it gets very messy. A cake is made up of 1 part meebles and 3 parts weebles. Meebles are very, very good for you.
Okay, what the fuck's this shit?
But weebles are highly toxic. This seems ridiculous. If we thought about this linearly, wouldn't the correct way to do this be to simply not use any weebles at all? No.
What? What about you not put poison on the cake? It's a cake after all. What the fuck is this weebles, blah blah blah, whatever is this shit? This shit don't even exist. You are trying to make an analogy here to sound smart, but you couldn't have come with a fucking analogy. So he invented made-up shit.
The twist here is that meeples alone are completely inedible, and in order to be it out, you need to fill in 3/4 of the cake with the toxic but edible weebles. So in this scenario, whilst it might seem like the solution is very straightforward, the reality is both ingredients are necessary for achieving a desired result.
These ingredients don't exist, neither does the cake.
Our economy works in a similar way. Poorer nations are used to keep richer countries rich. The main difference here...
Oh? I'm really waiting a good explanation.
Here being, of course, that only a small amount of that cake is even tasty. That's...
Okay, is he going to talk about the oil on the Middle East? Or about Chinese manufacturing? Let's see this.
the first world. Capitalism is called that for a reason. It's about making profits. There is no corporatism. There is only what follows from the rulebook capitalism has established. You can't expect an economy built in this manner to just go against its key interests. And if exploiting the third world keeps them competitive in the market, then so be it. The way that they accomplish this? Debt. Debt is a
Okay. I'm going to let you watch a little bit more, and I'm just going to show you.
primary tactic utilized by Western nations. The two horsemen of the capitalist apocalypse, the IMF and the World Bank, love to shove loans down the throats of LEDCs like thick dollops of ice cream, and they don't have much choice in the matter. Either accept the demands, or there will be consequences. And what are their demands? Ironically enough, free markets, which may very well lead us to question the validity of this map. These institutions enlist in the privatization and liberalization of trades in these nations. This might sound great. Governments of the world have been doing this for nearly 40 years, and we're always told that the state is a horrible and inefficient catastrophe full of bureaucracy. But when we see it in practice, the results are a massively retrenched public sector and total destruction of key services needed to help the citizens of these lands. These places will never pay their loans back, and that's the idea. When you're in debt, you're in a sense owned by someone. And when that person asks you for a favor, you sure as hell better deliver. These structural adjustment programs, as they're called, have resulted in the destruction of national industry and a return to production and exportation of primary resources.
I have a question for... No, let's go a bit more,
For us, that's the beauty of the free market. It always goes to the ones with more guns. And this is, if you're interested, one of the primary reasons for the immense continuation of disease and starvation in developing nations, making the economies...
Okay, I'm going to show you one thing real quick here.
This here is a list of countries by external debt. Let's see here. United States, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Netherlands, Russia, Japan, Italy, Spain, China, Canada, Switzerland, Australia, Singapore, Belgium, Hong Kong, Sweden, Austria, Norway, Brazil, India, Denmark, Finland, Greece. Holy shit, top 25.
And we only have 2 third world countries.
No, let's see the ones with less debt. Honduras, South Sudan, Tuvalu, Brunei, Liechtenstein, Macau, Niue, Montserrat, Wallis, Anguilla, Kiribati. Holy shit! British Virgin Islands, Nauru, Greenland. We look this shit. All these countries are poor as fuck. Now let's look back at them. Luxembourg, Palau, Monaco, Netherlands, Singapore, Malta, Switzerland, Mauritius, Netherlands, Belgium, Cyprus, Sweden, Finland, France, Denmark, Austria. All first world nations. All first world nations. Maybe except Paulo, I should check this later, and Cyprus. Yeah, but mostly Mauritius, I believe. But yeah, mostly first nations. Now let's see these ones here. Oh yeah, all the poor countries again, like Burundi and Nigeria and Congo. Oh my god, you are disproven by a Wikipedia article because you're a fool of shit. There's even any point in keep watching this video. I literally disprove his entire point. I'm not a third way in this stupid video. I disprove this entire garbage with one Wikipedia article. Holy shit, you didn't do any research. You literally talk out of your fucking butt here. God, I don't need comics like you. I miss Stalin. I miss the real boys. Nowadays we have this. I think I went this video here. You can go away now.